Okay, so these are the notes on the immune system. So how does the body respond to the pathogens that we just talked about? So your first line of defense is your skin, your breathing passages, and your mouth and stomach. Those are your first line of defense against pathogens. So your skin, pathogens on the skin are exposed to chemicals in your sweat and oils that just basically destroys them, or they'll fall off with the dead skin. Your breathing passages have mucus, cilia, and hairs that trap the pathogens, and then you can cough or sneeze and you'll get rid of them that way. Your mouth and stomach, as you probably know, have saliva and acid, which are meant to break down food, so they also break down the pathogens and destroy them. Your second line of defense is what's called the inflammatory response. And so this response is the same regardless of the pathogen. You need to remember that because you're going to see that again on the quiz. That involves white blood cells, inflammation, and sometimes fever. And white blood cells in the inflammatory response are what's called phagocytes. And so they basically engulf the pathogen and break them down. So you can see here a bacteria is going into the phagocyte, and it's kind of showing you the process and basically just gets rid of it as particles. So our third line of defense is what's called the immune response, and it's different for each pathogen. So a bacteria is going to have a different response than a virus. And so cells can tell what pathogen is what. And the white cells that distinguish this are called lymphocytes. And there are two major kinds of lymphocytes. The first is a T cell, which is basically your identifier. So it identifies the pathogen based on their antigen or their marker molecule. And then you have your B cell, which produces proteins that help destroy pathogens. Now, you might have heard of these. They produce what are called antibodies. And the antibodies actually prevent you from getting the disease ever again, and the pathogen will never affect you again. And that's all I have for you.